Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about 2023 and how the channel has been. So at the beginning of this year, I had probably somewhere between 5 and 10 subscribers. I didn't really post content regularly. If you go back and look, you'll see it's very sporadic before this year. Now in January, I don't think I posted anything, but I had started to think about it and I wanted to start posting at least one time a week. And so in February, I started to do that. I did miss a few weeks, I think, but I did post multiple times in other weeks. So all in all, in total, the amount of videos I posted this year do equal more than one a week if you were to try to average it. But I was able to pretty much meet my goal, so I was very happy about that. And my channel grew a lot. So like I said, I started with like 5 to 10 subscribers that had just already been subscribers of my channel. For other things that I had done, and then my channel really started to grow and explode as I started to do some arcade one-up videos. It started with that Star Wars review that I did, and that really started to get the ball rolling, and really that was the content people seemed to gravitate to the most on my channel, was the arcade one-up videos that I did. Now also another thing that just kind of happened for me this year, when we went to the jiu-jitsu tournament in Myrtle Beach, and I went to the arcade in the mall there at Myrtle Beach, and I decided to just do an impromptu walkthrough and of that arcade, and that was the first arcade tour I did. And the arcade tours have done really well also on the channel, so those have also helped the channel to grow. All that to say, the channel has grown now to where I have 348 subscribers the last time I checked, I think yesterday. Could be a few more than that now. I may have hit 350, but I'm really excited. I want to thank all of you for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you for watching my content. I try to give you stuff you want to watch, but also do post things sometimes that are just things I like to talk about. So for example, I have toy reviews on here. My toy reviews don't get a lot of views, but I don't really care. I'm just posting them because I want to talk about those things. There's a couple of those that I want to do coming up on big things that have come out. The NECA Ninja Turtles van and the HasLab His Tank, and I haven't done a review on either of those yet, but I do have those now. So I do want to talk about those. And then I've got other videos planned coming up, but all that to say, thanks a lot. I'm planning to change things up a little bit next year. Instead of once a week, I want to try to commit to do at least 2 videos a week. So that's one of the changes I'm bringing. I want to put more content out there. I want to start posting live videos. I experimented with that a little bit this year, but only did 1 or 2, I think. But I'm going to try to do more live videos on YouTube and see how those do. And so we'll get into doing that this next year. But what I would like to ask is, what would you like me to talk about? What would you like to see me do that I'm not already doing in regards to arcades? I did get an interview with the arcade owners over at Retro City this past year, but the day before they opened, and get that video up. That was exciting for me that they invited me to come do that after I asked them about that, and they said that was fine. So that was a really great video this year. My videos from my trip to Japan, they haven't got as many views as I expected. The arcade ones have gotten views, and the Gundam one of the Gundam Factory has got the most views of any of my videos from my time in Japan. But if you haven't watched those, I'd really encourage you to go watch those videos. That was a great experience for me, being able to go to another country. I had never done that before in my life, and I had a great time there, and there was a lot of new experiences for me. And so I hope you'll take the time to go watch those if you haven't already. But as I go into this next year, another goal of mine is I would like to hit 1,000 subscribers. Now I know that's a big task. I only went, I got 300 something subscribers this year. So that's trying to get like about 650 more subscribers in a year, kind of almost doubling what I got this year. So that's a big task, and I know I may not hit that, but I'm going to work towards that. I think if I start posting more often, that's something I can hit, and it's a realistic goal. So we'll see if I can hit 1,000 this year. That would be really cool. But if I don't, that's fine too. I just want the channel to keep growing. I want to keep posting content, and I do really want to start keep talking about arcade games on this channel. I know that that is the thing that people really enjoy watching on my channel. So, or at least that's the thing people are watching on this channel the most. So I am going to still post those, but the video game content will still come. I'm still going to post, if I do any more jiu-jitsu tournaments, I'll be posting those videos the same way I did this past year, where I posted those tournaments I went to and my matches. So I'll still be posting things like that are not related to video games, but we will get more video game content going. I'll do more console stuff too, because obviously I can't just post about the arcade one-ups. I'm not going to buy every one. I just buy the ones that I'm interested in, that I like, the games that I played in the arcade growing up. So we'll see what comes from that. Now, do I have any plans to buy anything next year? There are a couple of things I'm looking at. The Unico Candy Cab I am very interested in. I'm trying to think about how I will fit it in here. Preferably, I would like to put it in here with the rest of the arcade. I think I can make it work because I can use this space here in between, but we'll see if I can make that work out or not. And then the MVSX I would like to pick up, but I don't know. If I get the Unico Candy Cab they're putting out, I might just get that. And forgive me, I forgot what the name of that is. And if you do go back and watch some of those Japan videos, I played on a lot of candy cabs when I was in Japan at that retro arcade. And I've played in them before in the past, and they're just at some places that have those here in America. They're just really great cabinets, and I'm really excited about it too, because it would give me an opportunity to learn a lot about actually using arcade boards and trying to start collecting some of those and put that kind of stuff in there. I'd love to actually get a 4-slot MVS to put in there. So if I do buy that this next year, it is a big purchase if I do it, but if I get that at some point this next year, those are some of the possible plans I have for it. Then we do have pinball, which is great. I don't know that I want to get the At Games Legends Ultimate Pinball. I've thought about it. But when it comes to pinball, I really prefer real machines to virtual. Now that 4K virtual machine may be great, and I understand how it can be great because you have so many tables you can play on it and put on it. So I don't know. I might try to get into that eventually, but so far all the skins they've released for it, none of those appeal to me. So we'll see. I had thought about purchasing an At Games Legends Ultimate Arcade before. Now they did just announce the Killer Instinct one. I knew they were going to have their 4K one coming out. I am interested in getting the 4K. I don't really care for the way they did the side art. I like that it has the side art from 1 and 2 on both sides, but at the same time, I think I would kind of like one that's just blank on the sides, especially with the marquee that's changing for each game that's on it. I think just a blank side art would be fine for me. Or I could put whatever I wanted on the side art. But I digress. That's just a lot of information about some of the things that might be coming to the arcade that I don't have right now. As far as Arcade 1-Up, I think I've gotten the 1-Up cabinets I wanted to get this year, which turned out to be a lot. You know, we got the Star Wars this year, the Mortal Kombat Deluxe, the Pac-Man Deluxe, the Street Fighter Deluxe, and then you can't see it right here, but the Time Crisis Deluxe is right over there. So I did get those. I haven't done a review on the Time Crisis yet. That's coming, but I did want to spend some time with that cabinet first before I gave my thoughts and opinions on it. But that's a video you can look forward to coming up next month. But yeah, as far as Arcade 1-Up cabinets, I don't know what's coming out next year. We don't know yet. They haven't announced anything. There's some leaks of what might be coming out. But until those are officially announced, I'm taking those with a grain of salt. Even the AVP that looked like it was legit. And I don't think I would get the AVP. It would really depend on what the game's lineup is. I do like that game. That 3-player arcade game is really cool. In fact, that's one of the arcades we played when we were at Myrtle Beach in that arcade. But It would really depend on the game lineup for that cabinet, and I want to really see what kind of XLs they're going to be putting out next year. I'm really hoping they're going to do a Street Fighter XL. If they do, then I'm going to be having to make a decision if I'm just going to sell this one and then get the XL, and how that'll work out. But we'll see. I have no idea. Don't know what they're releasing, and I'm not really speculating on it too much. Some of the ones that I would really be most interested in, I would love for them to do a Turtles XL that's 4 players, so I can get rid of the Turtles with the riser. I kind of want to get the risers out of here. Golden Axe, same thing. I would love for them to do a new Golden Axe that was an XL form factor. The only reason I say I would want it to be XL for sure is because I know that's the only way probably I'm going to get to keep this 4-player control panel. So many people are pushing back and wanting them to just do 2-player control panels on the deluxes and not any more of these 4 players. Personally, I like the 4-player control panels because I like the option to be able to play with 4 people if I want to at a time. And so we'll see what they decide to do as a company. They may not even get another release of this again, which would be unfortunate. I think this could do with a re-release with online play and without a riser, even if it was just a deluxe. And I would definitely upgrade for a deluxe of this. But I would never get rid of it unless that happened. And we're going to talk about Golden Axe next month too. I'm going to do a review of this cabinet. I never did, and it is still available. So that's going to be coming up. But the channel's still going well. I think the state of the channel is great. I've really enjoyed doing these videos for you this year. And so I hope that you'll continue watching and keep on liking the videos if you like them. Please comment on my videos. That really helps out. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If there's any videos I've already posted that you go back and watch, please, if you like those, give them a like. Even give them a thumbs down if you don't like those. Somebody once commented that they didn't see the option to put the thumbs down, and it said it was disabled by the by me, but I've not disabled that on any videos. So if you don't see that option, let me know, because I don't know what's going on with that. I know it's not something that shows up for everybody, I guess, once you do it, but I think you can still dislike videos. So if you do even want to do that, but I prefer likes if you do like what I'm doing. Comments are welcome. I try to comment back to everybody that comments on my videos. So if you do comment on my video, I will try my best to reply. I haven't gotten to a point where I get so many comments that I cannot take the time to reply to everybody. So I like to do that when I can. Thank you again, like I said, so much for watching everything. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough so you can see what my arcade looks like now. And I'll have to go back and see. I think I did a video walkthrough earlier this year. If I did, I'm going to put that here so you can see what it looked like earlier this year, and then you'll be able to compare it to what it looks like today. Before the deluxes came out and after the Star Wars came out, I only had these 5 cabinets in my arcade. I will put a link to this arcade tour that I did in the description below and at the end of the video. All right, guys, starting out over here, we have the Star Wars arcade. Now, I was really excited. This was the first one that I bought this year. And when this got re-released, it was really important to me because I missed out on it the first time. And I knew I wanted to go back and get it eventually if it ever got re-released. And it really looks great. Obviously, it still has a riser, so this is another one that I would love to have a deluxe of. Even better would be an XL of it. That would be outstanding if they did an XL. But it's a lot of fun. I did play this a lot this year and get better and better at it. Still have not taken over those first place or second place scores, but it's a great cabinet. Next up, we do have the Pac-Man. Now, the Pac-Man Deluxe is the first Pac-Man cabinet I bought, so I did not have to upgrade to get this. I know some people do get a little tired of all the Pac-Man releases, but I still had never gotten one of the Pac-Man releases. Now, I do kind of wish that I didn't buy this when I did, because the XL released, and I have not gotten an XL, and it may not be possible for me to at this point. I know um, they are sold out at a lot of Costco's right now. Will they get more in? I don't know. Hopefully. It is something I would like to eventually upgrade on, but right now, the deluxe is perfect for this. It's still fine, um, but it would be nicer to just have that larger model that looks a little more like the real deal just because of its size. I think I did add this Pac-Man sign to the arcade this year. The Mortal Kombat Deluxe was the second deluxe I bought, and I didn't think I was going to buy it originally, but then I decided to sell the Rampage that I had, which was the very first arcade one-up I ever bought. But all the games from Rampage are on the Mortal Kombat 2, so I came to the decision to sell it and use that to help fund this. So that's what I did. I was actually able to sell the Rampage for 300, so that's a good chunk of this. And this is a great cabinet. It's got online play for everything. The four games from the Rampage cabinet have online play. Um, well, Defender, I don't know if it has online play, but I don't really play Defender on here. But the games I liked to play a lot, like Rampage and Joust and the Gauntlet, all have online play. Gauntlet was even important because on the Rampage cabinet, Gauntlet can only be played with two people. But playing online, you can play four-player Gauntlet on this Mortal Kombat cabinet. So that's one of the reasons it's a really great cab. And then next up is the Street Fighter Deluxe. Now, I did have a Gen 1 Street Fighter. I sold that a year or two ago. So I've been waiting on upgrading. I'd considered upgrading a couple of times to Big Blue or one of the other Street Fighters, but I kept putting it off. But this, when they announced this, I just decided I would go ahead and take the plunge. Um, Now, I will say one thing that definitely attracted me to buying this when I did was because when it first came out, it was $100 off for those first 2 days on Amazon. So I went ahead and went for it. I don't know if I would have done that otherwise, because otherwise I may have waited, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get an XL next year. But being able to play some online Street Fighter was too good to pass up, and it has a lot of other great games. Golden Axe, Revenge of Death Adder, one of my favorite games. This is the only way to play Revenge of Death Adder is on here, or I think on the Sega, was the Astro City Mini had it. But those are the only official releases it's ever gotten. You cannot really play this well on emulation, in my experience, and I'll talk about that when I do that review. But this is the only way you can really play it well, and like I said, one of my favorite beat 'em ups, and the other games on here are all great as well. Wrestle War is the only one I don't really know that well. I need to learn it better. I don't really spend a lot of time with it though. Usually I'm playing Golden Axe or I'm playing Shinobi. My girlfriend likes Altered Beast, so we play that on here sometimes. Now I do know if I got rid of this bed, I would have a lot more space in here, but I do have this is a guest room, so if somebody comes in from out of town, one of my friends or family members, they can use this bed. So this bed does get used, so I am not going to get rid of it. So I just have to kind of work other space around in here. Turtles, again, I know there was an online Turtles, but I do not like the Turtles in Time artwork, and I got this cheap on Facebook Marketplace. This side art is the one that's my favorite. That's why I want them to do a Deluxe or XL with this same artwork that has the online play and everything, and that would be perfect. And with a better model for the cab and everything, instead of using the old shark fin model, that would be fantastic. I would love to have a better version of this cabinet. And then finally, the Time Crisis. I really enjoy this game. I really wanted to get something unique for the arcade, either a racing cab or a gun cab, and Time Crisis is a game I do enjoy in the arcades, so I picked this up. I did play I've played through it. Just yesterday I played through it. I'm going to try to start improving my time on Time Crisis. Now, the other games on this cabinet I had not played before, and so I'm spending a little bit of time on those so far, and I do enjoy them. I played Point Blank probably the most out of them, but I will do a full playthrough of those games eventually. But I want to get better at Time Crisis, and it's great to have a more unique cabinet in here. Hopefully, eventually I'll get a racing cab of some kind, but so far they haven't released one that I really wanted to get. The closest was Outrun, and if they did a newer version of that, then maybe I'd do that. But that is the arcade so far. Now I need to put a lot more decorations and stuff in here. I know I was going to put the lights on the back of all the cabinets eventually, but that hasn't happened yet. I do have lights, I just haven't done it. And also I might do lights up around the room. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I am planning to get more signs and things and more decoration for the arcade, but really been focusing on the actual games themselves. And I did get quite a few new ones this year. I mean, we got new this year: Star Wars, Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Time Crisis. So it's really grown. Like I said, I sold the Rampage when I was going to get Mortal Kombat. I sold the Miss Pac-Man table too. I didn't sell it before I got Pac-Man. I sold it after. But I did sell the Miss Pac-Man table because it has most of the same games as Pac-Man, but it doesn't have the online leaderboards or any of the settings options. So there's been quite a few changes in here this year. We'll see if there are any coming up this next year. All right, so that's the arcade as it stands right now. We'll see what changes in the next year. I'm really looking forward to 2024. I hope you are too. Again, please give me that thumbs up if you like the video, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.